There's a video online. I don't know if Roddy ever told you this, where Roddy is like talking about some traumatic thing that happened with him and Pat Patterson when he was young. Did
Uh-oh.
Roddy ever tell you that, or did you
No,
even see that online? Yeah.
no, that's
I did.
no.
I did hear Roddy say a story that Lord Alfred Hayes once tapped him on the back of the head with his with
Oh,
his.
real.
Yeah. I
The
guess
only
Alfred
thing,
had a big one. I guess
I guess, yeah, there was a handful. I mean, it was like when Sean and I first
the
got there, we'd
dressing
already.
rooms were different back then. There was a lot of
What's
stuff that
that?
wouldn't. The dressing rooms back then had a lot of stuff that wouldn't fly today. I guess.
Yeah, yeah, well, yeah. I mean, and cell phones changed a lot too.
Yeah.
As
Dusty
far as
Rhodes would walk around in cowboy boot, nothing but cowboy boots
yeah,
too.
and
Yeah.
and Kurt Hennig was so funny, Mr. Perfect. I always talk about him because we all were so close. All broke in AWA days. Kurt had a head start with his dad, of course. But yeah, you'd be sitting there in your chair or on the bench, in the dressing room, and it seems like a lot of old timers do that. Bob Brown used to do it. Bulldog Bob Brown, Dustin, Dusty. I'm sorry, I keep saying Dustin, but it was somebody else. But they're the old timers. They would do that. They would get naked and put on their shoes. like Bulldog Bob Brown would have little penny loafers. Dustin with his boots. I forgot what the Nick Bockwinkel. Nick would wear some like penny loafer things, butt ass naked, except for the shoes. Walking around, you're sitting there, right? So when they're standing, what's right there dangling in your face? You know, Kurt Hennig with Dick Bockwinkel one time, he punched him, not like knockout punch, but like that's all it takes in the balls for a guy. Just he punched him right between before Nick bent over double. Get the fuck out of my face with that, Nick. Because they'd walk up and give you the finish, which they're supposed to do, and sitting there with their shit dangling right here, just practically beating up on your nose. It's like, damn, what the hell is with these old school guys with that shit? What the hell used
Yeah.
to happen in dressing rooms?
I remember Luke telling me that Butch once stuck his dick in front of Adrian
Oh
Street's
boy,
face and said, talking to the microphone, and Adrian Street kissed it. And I was like, is this the dressing rooms of that
oh
era?
boy, yeah.
I'm sure you've heard that story.
No, I haven't. I'm sad that
And
I did now.
Tony Atlas actually told me the first time Tony Atlas met Ric Flair, Ric Flair was completely naked. And he was like, "Hey,
Well,
nice to meet
that
you."
wasn't
I'm Ric
unusual.
Flair. Yeah, that was in the dressing room though, so I guess it was just like a different era. I mean,
Yeah, I mean the old school guys. I mean, I, I don't want to put their way down because that was their way, but that wasn't working for us, man. It was like, nah, come on, man. I don't need your dick and balls bouncing off my chin.
then you had someone's bringing up Lanny Poffo. He'd be in the corner sucking himself off while everyone's
Actually,
Asian.
it was a popular story that you could do that, but one night in somewhere in Texas, I don't know, Houston, whatever it was, we're the last few in the dressing room, and somebody hollered over at Lanny, "Hey, I heard you could suck your own." Lanny, and they were like, "No, show us. Can you do it still? Show them." And Lanny's like, "Well, let me warm up." And he starts doing these stretches, like twisting, doing all these stretches. We're like, what the fuck? And then he gets, and he's stretching his wing. He's like he's stirring a pot of butter. And then he goes, and he got down. He got probably as much as a helmet in his mouth, and all the boys are like, "God damn!" And Hogan is walking by, and he's like, "What's going on in here, guys?" Lanny just put his dick in his mouth. Hulk was so disgusted. He goes, "Here I am trying to help the guy."
What's Randy
Yeah.
doing during all of this? Is he like he's in his own dressing room with Elizabeth, or is he encouraging this? Because I
No,
can't
Randy,
picture
Randy,
Macho Man
Randy,
like
Randy actually distanced himself from Lanny. I mean, I don't know out of or, spite or anger or disgust or anything like that. I think both of them were tight on money. I mean, when I say tight on it, they wouldn't spend a dime they didn't need to. When as Lanny would say, that's why my bank account's so big.